Morning. I will start the sixth chapter, that is CDMA and basic technology for CDMA. I will spend some time today with this chapter. First, before understanding CDMA, we have to understand what is the difference between regular TDMA and WCDMA with the cluster. Cluster means it is having 7 cells. Regular TDMA cluster is having 7 cells. All 7 cells are having different frequencies, so they are shown with A, B, C, D, E, F with different colors. But CDMA consisting of same 7 cells which are having same colors. Same colors means same frequency. So all cells are represented as cell A only. In CDMA, the classifications of channel is very important. Comparing to GSM, there are very less number of channels. There are only 2 channels, forward channel and reverse channel. In the forward channel, there are pilot channels, synchronization channel, paging channels, traffic channels and power control channel. In fact, traffic and power control channels are grouped to each other. In the reverse channel, there is also a reverse traffic power control channel as well as another category in the reverse channel are reverse access channel. So comparing to GSM, there are only 6 channels out of 2 main categories, forward channels and reverse channels. So how the CDMA transmission works? Here you have 2 cells or 2 cell phones, CDMA transmitter and CDMA receiver. Whatever the speech is there, that is data input. If the data input goes from transmitter to receiver, then according to CDMA concept, everyone will receive the same data. Every CDMA customer will receive the same data. So it will not happen. Whenever there is a speech generated, that is also XORed with spreading sequence. Then that spreading sequence is only transferred to the called party who is at the receiver end. So he will receive data input, XOR output of transmitter as well as spreading sequence generated at the transmitter. He will do the reverse XOR operation and he will get to the original speech, that is data output. So this process is used in CDMA call, because CDMA, as I shown you, CDMA is having the cell structure and all cells are having same frequencies, so there is no restriction for frequency and time. Every subscriber will get the entire information which is transmitted from the CDMA. So in order to bifurcate that, every subscriber is having separate code. So that's why the name is called as CDMA, code division multiple access. Main part of CDMA is using spread spectrum technique. In the spread spectrum technique, they are using Walsh codes. Walsh codes are orthogonal to each other. Every code is orthogonal to each other. This is used for all the operations: timing operation, control operation, logical operations. Walsh codes are 64-bit codes. Possibility of 64 zeros and 64 ones can be generated for 8-bit signal. For a simple 8-bit signal, you can generate 64 zeros and 64 ones. Always this Walsh sequence, which is represented by 64-bit, either all zeros or all ones, represented by W subscript 0 to 64, or it may have equal number of ones or zeros, 32 ones or 32 zeros. So Walsh encoded signal will only appear at the desired CDMA receiver, because frequency spectrum is same Again I am repeating, all cells are having same frequency, so all users will get everybody's call, but only the desired user will get the spreading sequence and he decodes the call. Others will also get that signal, Walsh encoded signal, but they will receive it as a noise. There are two CDMA technologies used around the world. One is CDMA 1, CDMA 95, CDMA 2000 after 2000. So in 1995, CDMA system was built by Qualcomm Corporation. Now it has been expanded to CDMA 2000, that's after 2000, after 2K. As I told you, IS 95, Interim Standard 95 in 1995 CDM system has used Walsh codes. Every Walsh code is a 64-bit code. It may have equal number of zeros, all ones, or equal number of ones and equal number of zeros. All ones and zeros are orthogonal to each other. So they can generate a PN sequence, pseudo random sequence. There are two types of pseudo random sequences are there. One is long PN sequence, another one is short PN sequence. Long PN sequence data scrambling, that is encoding on the data traffic channels. Whenever the traffic, that is nothing but a speech, is to be transmitted in the forward traffic channel or reverse traffic channel, always the system, CDMA system is using long PN sequence. Long PN sequence means long pseudo random code. First of all, please know that this is the CDMA set, which is also provided to all the customers by the same service provider. So these are some of the channels what I explained earlier. So one forward CDMA link is 1.25 megahertz in the allotted frequency band. Walsh sequence, how many bits are there in Walsh sequence? 64 bits are there. So out of these 64 bits, first bit W0, W064 is pilot channel, W3264 is synchronization channel, W164 to W764 are paging channels. Rest others are traffic channels or reverse channels, reverse traffic channels, and like that. So this is a IS-95 handset, IS-95 CDMA handset. What is Walsh code? For any 8-bit information, Walsh coding will be done like this. For example, if you see W0, you can see all 8 zeros are there. For 1, W1, the Walsh sequence will be 010101. For Walsh 2, 0011, 0011. For Walsh 3, it is 0111110. So like that. Even for Walsh 4, that's 100, it is 10001111. So like this, there are 64 Walsh sequences can be generated, and all these will be mixed with or mapped with channel information. So again I repeat, how many channels are there in CDMA? 2 channels. There are only 2 channel categories. What are those 2 channel categories? Forward channel and reverse channels. So what are the types of forward channels? Pilot channel, synchronization channel, paging channel, traffic and control channel. So what kind of Walsh sequence is used for mapping the pilot information? W0 sequence. So I will stop here. Tomorrow I will continue.